Hello everyone, welcome back to another Starships 2.0 tutorial. This time I'm going over how to use weapons and how to handle dealing damage. Depending on the type of weapon you have, you'll need to make an attack roll, or your target will need to make a saving throw to resist your weapon's effects. To attack a target, it must be within the firing arc of and within range of a weapon you have control over. Different positions on different ships will have access to different weapons, if any. Be sure to discuss with your GM which weapons are controllable from which spots within a ship. If such a target exists within firing range, you can attack it by taking the fire action. Take note of your ship's max fire value, which is dependent on your ship's strength modifier and its size. You cannot make weapon attacks with a fire action more than that many times in a single round, nor can you attack with the same weapon more than once per round, unless a feature says otherwise. Primary and secondary weapons require you to make an attack roll against your target, except for point defense systems. To do this, roll a d20 and add your ship's wisdom modifier to it. If you have at least one rank in any deployment, add your character's proficiency bonus, because ships are always proficiently equipped with their weapons. For example, if I'm playing a character that's a rank 1 pilot, and I make an attack with a fire action, I roll 1d20, add my ship's wisdom modifier, +2 for this example, and then add my character's proficiency bonus, +3 for this example. So my roll is 1d20 +2 +3, or 1d20 +5. If the attack roll equals or exceeds the target's armor class, you hit the target and roll damage against it. If you roll a 20 on the d20, the attack automatically hits regardless of the target's armor class. Additionally, the attack is a critical hit, which allows you to double the number of damage dice rolled for the attack's damage. If you roll a 1 on the d20, your attack automatically misses. Tertiary and quaternary weapons, and certain properties of primary and secondary weapons, call for saving throws instead of attack rolls. While the saving throw DCs for quaternary weapons are predetermined, the others depend on your ship's wisdom modifier and the proficiency bonus of the crew member firing the weapon. A weapon's save DC is equal to 8 plus the ship's wisdom modifier plus the firing crew member's proficiency bonus if they have one rank in any deployment. Using our numbers from the attack roll example, the save DC for my character's weapons would be 8 + 2 + 3, which equals 13. Now let's talk about damage. For primary and secondary weapons, you roll the weapon's damage dice and add your ship's strength modifier. No modifier is added for tertiary or quaternary weapons, unless a feature says otherwise. There are 13 damage types in the space game: acid, cold, energy, fire, force, ion, kinetic, lightning, necrotic, poison, psychic, sonic, and true. You'll most commonly see energy, kinetic, ion, and fire damage in ship combat. The rest come about as a result from using force or tech powers in space, or from specific ship modifications. Your starship's hull and shields are both immune to poison and psychic damage. Its hull also resists ion, lightning, and necrotic damage, and its shields also resist acid, cold, fire, and necrotic damage. When a ship takes damage, its shields take the damage first. If a ship's shields are reduced to 0 shield points, and there's damage remaining, the remaining damage is dealt to the ship's hull points. When a ship rolls the damage for a weapon, the damage is further modified by 3 factors: passive modifiers, resistance or vulnerability, and active modifiers. Passive modifiers are flat numerical values that reduce damage. Your ship's damage reduction is a passive modifier. Resistance and vulnerability divide or multiply incoming damage by 2, respectively. Active modifiers are usually the results of features, and they involve a die roll of some kind. Let's talk about damage reduction. Ships have various amounts of damage reduction based on their armor. To apply damage reduction, take the incoming damage value and subtract the damage reduction number from it. Easy, right? However, damage reduction only affects damage you take as the result of being hit by an attack roll, not from a saving throw. If damage reduction would reduce the damage you take to 0, you instead take 1 damage. As an example, let's say I'm dealing 10 fire damage to a shielded ship with a damage reduction of 7. First, I reduce the 10 fire damage by the damage reduction number, which is 7. So 10 minus 7 is 3. Next, because I'm shooting at a ship that still has shield points remaining, and shields resist fire damage, I divide the damage I have by 2, so 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. In accordance with 5th edition rules, I round this down to 1. The target does not have any active modifiers to apply, so it takes 1 point of fire damage to its shield points. And that's pretty much it. It's a bit daunting at first, but you'll get the hang of it the more you play. I hope this video was helpful and informative, and I'll see you on the next one.